Welcome to Zen Fits, and I can see well, there it is, the Christmas tree. I didn't just put that up. It's been up all year. A friend of mine left it here when he was moving, never got it. It's always Christmas. Every moment is opening a package. Ah, Santa gave me this. What beautiful, how beautiful. So this talk is on a frog jumps. Plop. This is a famous Zen koan by Bassa. An old pond. A frog jumps in. Plop. In capital letters. Plop. It means the sound. It's not like you can see the frog, it's the sound. Plop. An old pond. A frog jumps in. Plop. Now, what is the meaning of that plop? The reason I'm the motion or the plop behind this talk is that I answered a Quora question this morning about what is the truth about meaning of nihilism, and it struck me that we're in an age of nihilism. Particularly like on social media, with the non-dualism and all of these spiritually awakened people, everybody says, oh, it's an illusion. An illusion. Everything is an illusion. Well, what does that mean? It means it has no meaning. In politics, oh, everybody's corrupt. That means no meaning. If you do this or that, why do it? Why make any effort? There's no meaning. That's nihilism. And it seems to be rampant. It seems to be a COVID virus. Everything ends up by being meaningless. Nothing, you see. Nihilism, an illusion, an appearance. Nothing's real. Don't worry about it. Well, where does that end us? Where does that end us up? With no meaning. And the curious thing about it, when somebody says, oh, it's an illusion, everything's an illusion, has no meaning, that has meaning for the person who just said it. So, you haven't gone deep enough. You haven't gone to the plop yet. You haven't jumped out of the old pond. Now, the old pond, sticking with this haiku, the old pond is what you know, the known world. The known world. It's all cataloged in memory. It's got a big me in it. In other words, the known world is my world. I know it. It's my world. If something happens, its meaning is reference to me. Well, what does that mean? Well, what does it mean to me? Not to you. You may say, well, the plop means it was a stone. And I say, no, the plop is a frog jumping in. Somebody else, no, it's a limb from the branch. No, somebody else says, it's somebody threw a rock. No, it was something fell from the sky. All it means, what does that plop mean? But what is the meaning before the old pond? What is the meaning before the known world, you see? Sit on the front porch. You hear a bird chirping. Oh, is that a robin? A blue jay? A cardinal? What's the meaning? In other words, we want to reference it to what we know. But have you ever just heard the sound before the meaning? You can do this. It's a meditation. Sit on the front porch and listen to traffic. A car goes, is that a car? A truck? Oh, how big? Oh, it's a big truck. Oh, it's a little truck. Oh, it's a big car. It's a little car. I give it meaning, you see. Reference to the old pond. But the frog jumps in. He jumps into the old pond. Who is the frog? And what is the old pond? Well, the old pond is me and all the meaning of the world. So if I say the world has no meaning, that has meaning to me. And then I think, well, I know that, Tough it, buck up, Jack. The world has no meaning. Tough love. Be real. There's no meaning. That's as existentialism got into that. Handle it. No meaning. Deal with it. Tough it out. The whole idea that the world has no meaning, and that's it. And that's the modern world to a degree. It's all a bunch of marbles bouncing around, hitting up again. Oh, you're all molecules, or you're just genes. That's it. You're determined by your genes. Or an accident. The world is like bumper cars. The world happened because it was just an accident. You're a fluke. You have no meaning, you see. This is nihilism. But we don't go deep enough into it. Now, see, Buddha jumped into the pond, into the old pond. And Buddha awakening is plop. In Zen, it's Kensho, plop. Plop, you see, with capital letters, P-L-O-P, the sound. What is the sound of plop? What is the meaning of plop, you see? Well, there is no meaning. The meaning is in the plop. The meaning is in the existence. So let's dig a little deeper in here. If everything, now Buddha said, the first noble truth is that all is suffering. So what does that mean? Well, what does it mean? You see, it means dukkha, and dukkha means separation. It means I'm separate from the pond, and there is suffering because there is only one, and now it's two, you see. I and the world. I and my experience. And I want my experience to have meaning. So it either has meaning or it doesn't have meaning. This or that, you see. But it's always in reference to me. I have meaning. This has meaning or no meaning, you see. But I is the reference. Now I has meaning because it's in a story, my history, my experience. It's always reference to my memory, to the known, to the old pond, you see, to the old pond. So the reference here, in Buddhism, is that when you jump totally into no meaning, you jump into the suffering because all is suffering, and you have to jump. You can't not jump as jumping, you see. You can't not do anything. And you can't, if you do something, it has no meaning, and you don't do anything. You see, you can't not act. So there's no way not to jump. You see, so the jumping, when you see that there is no way out of no meaning, it's like everything is green. If everything were green, you couldn't see it. Unless there was one dot of another color, then pop, green would appear. There'd have to be this duality. The dot of red and everything else is green, I would see it. But if there was no dot, I would be green. I wouldn't even be able to see green. So if there is no I, there's no dot of another color, and there's no green. So if everything has suffering, everything is meaningless, it's only meaningless because I is there, and I has meaning. You see? If everything has no meaning, it has meaning because I know it. So I, the knower, is the reference, and the knower, as separate from existence, exists because of the background. Well, it's like a photograph, but with a green screen. You have the foreground, the weatherman standing there, and your background, you could put that weatherman in New York or wherever. So change the background, you change the meaning of the foreground, but the foreground has no meaning without the background. So like when you hear a sound, you hear a bird. What's the background? Well, it's all the birds you know. all of the robins, all of everything. And so you connect that sound with what you know, the old pond, and oh, I know what that is. It's a robin. I'm special. I know, you see. Someone else may, oh, no, it's a blue jay, it's a blue jay. No, it's a robin. Now we got a little conflict, not over I know, but over what I know. So the pond, you see, going back, the old pond is the I as foreground with the background of what I know. That's the old pond. I jump into it because I discover it has no meaning. I have to jump. It's like the pirate's plank. I have to jump. When I discover there's no meaning, I still have to jump into no meaning. I can't not. I can't stay out of it. I have to jump, you see. Plop. So what is the plop? The plop is just being, is your existence. So everything exists as sound. Everything exists and has its own meaning. Everything has meaning when you take the I out of it and the old pond. I and the old pond go together. When you jump out of that, plop, this moment is just this. This moment is totally full of meaning because there is no not meaning. You see. Contemplate that. Meditate on the plop. What is your face before your parents were born? Who are you before meaning was born? You're the knower. I know. Where can you go that you as the knower is not? But what you know can be debated. Well, it's a robin. No, it's a blue jay. But the knower cannot be debated. So when you jump out of, doggone, I forgot to put my speaker on again. Hope you can hear this. So when you jump out of the old pond, you jump into meaning. Every moment is meaningful, but not because it's reference to a background story of meaning. It's just this. Just this. Has no reference out of itself. So anyway, thanks for dropping in while I work with, this is what I've been working with and meditating all day. You can find my writing on this particular topic on my Facebook today, and the talk is on my YouTube account. Thanks for dropping in. Plop.